50%, probably 75 to 80% of you have a very, very high fear of having the money finally. See, it's funny. We think, well, I'm broke right now. What I need is money. As soon as you start to move towards money, it's like, wait a second, what if I get it? Oh, shit. Well, then I have to have it. And that means I'd be rich. And then all of a sudden, all these unconscious thoughts start coming in our mind, unconsciously. Now, you guys know, unconscious. You have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind, right? You guys all know that? Conscious and an unconscious mind. So when I say unconscious, all I mean by that is a part of your mind that you're not consciously aware of right now. Okay? It's a part of your mind that is paying attention to the feeling of your feet against your shoes or against the floor. Right? You weren't paying attention to that until right now, right? The part of your mind that's paying attention to how your top feels against your skin. But you weren't focusing on that till right now, until I mentioned it. Or maybe focusing on the blood flowing through your left eardrum. But now it's there, isn't it? Or you're breathing. But of course, by now you've probably forgotten about your feet, haven't you? See, this is the power of your unconscious. Right now. Is always running every part of your body. It's always doing things for you. It's making decisions. It's thinking about things. It's bringing up beliefs, attitudes, emotions, decisions, feelings. All these things are coming up and being ran by your unconscious mind, not your conscious mind. What my job is to get to the root cause of your unconscious mind doing what it does. So I would say if we had to give it a percentage, well, in the book Flow, it estimates that out of all the bits of information, there's about 2.3 million bits of information coming into us every second of every day. 2.3 million bits of information every second. That's a lot of bits. Consciously, we can process 126. Carry the 1. That's a pretty small number, right? So your unconscious mind focuses on 2.1999999, whatever, a lot of bits. Your conscious mind focuses on 126. So I know you are intelligent, you are smart, you are driven, you have positive attitudes, you have all that stuff, right? That's what the seminar is giving you, that's what your life is giving you. You guys are in control of yourself. That's cool. Your conscious mind is probably going in the right direction, isn't it? Who agrees that right now, at least by the end of this seminar, your conscious minds are going in the right direction? Raise your hand and say, I do. You do, right? Do you think there's a chance that your unconscious mind is not exactly aligned with you quite yet? Is it a smidgen of a chance? Right? See, I like to give the analogy of the captain and the crew of a ship. If the conscious mind was the captain says, this is where we're going to go. This is the direction we're going to change. This is where we're going. This is where we're heading. The captain barks the order. The crew, or the unconscious mind, is the part of the crew of the ship that says, okay, they do the stuff, right? They got to trim the sails and batten the hatches, and they got to, squab the deck and walk the plank. It's a pirate ship, obviously, right? And they have to cook food in the galley, and they do all that stuff, right? The crew does everything. The crew changes the direction of the ship. The captain just says which direction to go. What happens, you guys, at the extreme? At the extreme, if the crew loses respect for the captain, what do we call that? Mutiny. What's it called? Mutiny. They throw the bloody captain overboard, right? You walk the plank. You're out of here. How many of us have mutiny right now with our unconscious minds? Our unconscious is a bit pissed off, right? You want to work out, but you're fat. You want to succeed, but you're broke, right? You want to be in a relationship, but you're single. Or you keep pushing them away. Or you're in one that's not as passionate or as loving as you think it can be or should be, right? We all have something like this. Every one of us has an area in life that we want to change. I'm not here to put judgment. We all have that. I do too. But when it comes to the captain of the ship, what we want, my job is to get your captain and your crew back in rapport with each other. And rapport so much that when the captain barks an order, the captain says, let's go create the financial wealth we deserve. The crew says, aye, captain. It's a pirate ship, I told you. When the captain says, let's go get our bodies in peak physical shape and energy and vitality that we deserve, the crew says, aye, captain. And the captain says, let's go get in a great relationship, a loving, caring, passionate relationship. The crew says, aye. One more time, a little more pirate voice. The crew says, aye. That's right. That's exactly what happens, right? That's what my job is. So I leave the 126 bits to you. I know you know what to do. All I'm going to do is take care of the other 2.3 million bits. That's what my job is. It's your unconscious mind, the part of your mind you're not paying attention to right now. That's all. So what kind of success do you think you'll have now when you move forward from having those fear, those doubt that maybe whatever it is, the emotions, okay? You believe in yourself consciously, but if you still have negative emotions in the past, they are going to create a future that you don't want. The second key is limiting decisions about the future. Decisions or beliefs. Now I'm curious, has anyone here ever worked with limiting beliefs or limiting decisions before to maybe get rid of beliefs or decisions? Who's ever done that before? Hands up. Nobody? Cool people? Are you still writing? Good. So if you've done this before, this is completely and totally different. Because I've worked with limiting beliefs for a long time myself. I didn't realize how powerful it was. See, the thing is, what we're doing is we realize that every one of us has made decisions since we were little kids, right? Like I said, here's the thing. Who yelled out, it was something about decisions, about the checkbook? When I said you're making the checkbook, it's all about the meanings and decisions you apply to that, right? Well, if you're 4 years old and you saw your parents fighting over a checkbook, or there's a big stack of bills, and your parents were fighting over it, saying, there's not enough, and how come you never do good? No, you know what, well, you don't support me, and da, da, da. And here's this little kid between the stair rails looking down at this, right? This is a very common scene. So in that moment, what happened to that kid? You consciously know that it's probably the decisions you've made, it's probably the beliefs you created in that moment. What I want to tell you is exactly how you made the decisions, and more importantly, how to change them. How to change them at the neurological level, how to change them at the unconscious level, how to change them at the physiological level. Because we hold every decision we've made. So here we are in the past making a decision, right? We're in the past, we made a decision. What did we decide? If you don't have money, you can get hurt. Maybe you decided if there's not enough money, then you're going to be fighting. Maybe you decided that if I get too much money, then I'll bring in pain in a relationship. Rich people are bastards. I have a friend of mine, he's 29 years old. To this day, he tells you, it's like, oh yeah, those rich guys, the man. He hates it. He works as a bartender. He loves it. He's always just over broke, right? Just barely making it, just barely making ends meet, just barely paying his bills, but not quite. He's always renting a room from somebody. He's a great man, but he has a very, very strong decision. At some point, he decided that rich people suck, right? Because he worked in the service industry. All right, he worked at, he saw waiters and waitresses, and he sees how rich people treat them, and he goes, and they're always like they're your servant, and I don't like that. And you know what? I never want to be like that. Those guys suck, man. They don't understand what it's really like for us to be down here. You see, there's prestige in struggle, isn't there? Raise your hand. Who has ever struggled at some point in your life before? Now or before? Struggled financially or otherwise? Isn't there something to that struggle, right? For the last 3 days, I struggled with myself to heal my eye, and I've been doing that, and I still am. I've struggled for financial wealth. I've struggled in relationships. We've all done that before, and there's this feeling of accomplishment, of look what I've gotten through. How many speakers have you seen before on a seminar from this weekend or before? Has anyone here been to a seminar before this weekend? Who's been to a seminar before this weekend? Good. This is their very first seminar ever. First seminar? Awesome. So when you heard these speakers, has anyone here ever told you a story that was like a shitty story that became inspiring? Right? That's what we do. We go through challenges and obstacles, and then it becomes inspiring for other people. It's called a metaphor. So it becomes a story for other people. So as soon as that board hit my eye, I'm like, damn it, it's another metaphor. I knew it would be a story I would tell one day. I just didn't realize the day would be today. So those stories we create, well, I wonder. See, if you make a decision that's limiting compared to if you make a decision that's powering, what if you made decisions that were limiting? What do you think the chances are that you have a few decisions that are limiting in your life right now? One or two, maybe? There's a possibility. Maybe there's a decision in your life that, now I don't mean the big ones. You guys are aware of the big ones, but I'm talking about little ones. Like, I don't know. You're 5 years old, mommy says, don't take things from strangers. Is that an empowering decision for a 5-year-old, yes or no? The answer is yes. Sir. Yes, for a 5-year-old. Absolutely. Don't take things from strangers. It keeps a 5-year-old safe, right? That's cool. It keeps them out of the back of the rickety van with the candy and the stranger and all that. That's a good thing. But what happens when that same man or that same boy is now 25, 30 years old and they start a business? Then what happens? They have the same belief. You think it changed, it didn't. Right? Now, who walks in? It's either a friend or a stranger, right? Chances are it's a stranger. They walk into their store. They say, I'd like to buy this. What's the feeling that happens inside unconsciously that you're not aware of? Don't take things from strangers. Every one of you has probably had that belief instilled in you. Have you not? We've all had that. What my job is to find those beliefs, to find those decisions, and to give you a process where we actually take it out and we shift it to a new and empowering decision. Okay? So maybe it's, I can take things that are valuable from strangers and give them back value in the same time. That'll be useful, So we need to change the decisions about the future. Because I'll tell you right now, where you are today is a direct result of the decisions you made yesterday. True enough? Is it true, yes or no? Yes. Where you were yesterday, what you decided yesterday is exactly where you are today. And guess what? Where you are today is creating the reality for where you will be tomorrow. Where are you going to be tomorrow? Would you like to make the empowering decisions or the disempowering decisions? All right? And again, I'm not talking about mindset. Hear me now. Guys, I'm not talking about mindset. I'm not talking about conscious mind. I'm not talking about everything you learned for the last 4 days. You all know that. You're all powerful. You are all intelligent. You're all smart. You're all driven. Every one of us has that powerful mindset now, don't you? Anyone can. And I think everyone does now. We have that powerful, driven mindset. The mindset says, yep, I can achieve, I can do it. But the problem is, how many of you, well, I'm going to tell you, it's 9 out of 10, are going to go forward and say, yes, I can do it. Holy shit, what if I do? And then they run away. I can do it. Oh, I don't really know if I can. I can do it. What if my friends get mad and they start judging me and saying that now I'm better than them? That's what happened to me. What do you think it's like to be a millionaire at 25 years old? It's all fun and glorious when you tell a story about it, but all of a sudden, what are other 25-year-olds? People with 25 years of age, what are they doing? Drinking beer, working on the motorbike, hanging out, going to school, just finished school, got their first job for $30,000 a year. I'm making a lot more than that, several properties. What that did for me is it alienated me. I felt like I wasn't part of anymore, right? So that fear of not being part of, what did it do finally? I got far enough away and it was like, I don't like this. I dove right back in, right? I dove right back in out of fear. And I started giving it away. I started selling properties when I shouldn't have. I started keeping them when I should have sold them. I started doing all sorts of stuff. And that's what starts happening. We go round and round and round and round that emotion, okay? The third thing. We have negative emotions from the past. We have limiting decisions about the future. But probably the most important one is we have inner conflicts. Simple inner conflicts. So I'm just curious, what would happen? Say if you met two different people, and these two people, one person, the thing that's most important to them in life is security. But somebody else, most important thing to them in life is freedom. Do you think these two different people are going to have two different types of lives? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Do you think they might drive different types of cars? Yes or no? Yes. Have different types of jobs? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Yes. Do you think they might raise their kids different? Yes or no? Yes. Do you think they might, go on holiday differently? Yes or no? Yes. Think they might live in different types of homes? Yes or no? Yes. And what if they're married? What if they're not even married? What if they're you? See, I've met a lot of people that when we came and actually discovered the thing that was most important to them when it came to career, it was freedom was number one. That's why they wanted to own their own business. Who has freedom pretty high on their list, by the way, in their career? Freedom's important? Good. You're all going to fail. Knock it off. I need to help you shift this. Freedom's important. Freedom's important. But I joke, but I don't joke that much. The number one problem I find when I do business consulting is the entrepreneur went into business to be free. You don't go into business to be free. Who owns a business here? I'm just curious. Owns a business? Guys, when you opened your business, did you get more or less freedom? Which one, quick? Which one? Say it loud. I didn't tell you. Everyone just shouted the same answer. See, going into business means that you will, in fact, give up certain freedoms. I could be lying on the beach right now, but am I? No, I'm speaking on stage, right? Because I committed to be here today, so I will be here. Now, I'm happy to be here. I love being here, but does that mean that I gave up some of my freedom, yes or no? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I have a whole calendar for 2010 completely lined up, right, with seminars and events and all sorts of stuff. Now, if I don't show up, if I have 100 people waiting at an advanced course, they paid a lot of money to be there, and they had flights and hotels and time, and I don't show up, well, they're very mad. So, of course, I show up and I give up some of my freedom for that. So if you want to go into business and make a lot of money, to have freedom, that might not be the end game. So what I find is this. People have this inner conflict. Their number one value, the thing most important to them in life is freedom. The second most important thing oftentimes is security or certainty. Remember the human needs? I wonder what that means. Do you think it means that I want to go for freedom at all costs? So it's like, yeah, freedom is my goal. Freedom is my target. But the moment they go towards freedom, do they get more or less certainty? Which one, quick? Which one? Way less. So they want their freedom, but the moment they get it, they give up some certainty. Oh, shit. Wait, come back. But they get their certainty. Oh, good. I have certainty back. Oh, I have security. That's good. Oh, what happened to my dream? Right? I want to start my business. I want to be free, so I start my business. So what happens the moment you start your business? Maybe you quit your old business, right? Uh-oh, I don't have a paycheck every fortnight. I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable. I don't like this. I don't have a lot of security right now. How am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to take care of the stuff? What about my kids and school and food? No, you know what? Next year. Let me come back to certainty. Next year, I'll definitely do that business for sure. But right now, I need to get a paycheck. All right, who follows this, by the way? Say aye. Aye. Freedom versus certainty. There are many examples of this. This is one of the most prominent ones. But when we have inner conflicts, our mind says, hey, I want this and I want this, and they both are things that oppose each other, like freedom and security. We have a challenge. And I promise you, what's going to happen is if you go forward and you have one of these inner conflicts, it will show up in the 90%. That's the unfortunate thing. Now, you have a choice, of course. You need to learn how to shift this around. You need to learn how to change this. That's what I do. That's what Craig does. You've talked to Craig. Who's talked to Craig before? Craig this weekend? Is Craig great? Yeah. Right? Some of you are doing the Coach the Coach program. Right? Who's doing the Coach the Coach program? I'm just curious. Right on. Welcome aboard. By the way, you're doing the NLP with me, in case you didn't know that. I work with Evolution Seminars, and that's our whole category of this. So what we do is we actually do the NLP, the neuro-linguistic programming side of it. We do the NLP practitioner, the master practitioner, the presentation skills. We install these things in you. And, well, if you're doing that, obviously you're coming along anyway. If you're not doing the Coach, the rest of you, the other 95% of you, you need to come along with me to the next seminar we're doing here. Now, I'm going to do something. I go on last at the event, and I do this for a reason, because my seminar, I got to tell you, like these guys, these speakers that have been here all weekend, they are funny, they are charming, they are good looking. I got a patch. What am I going to do? Right? They're funny. I'm just me, you know. They're intelligent. There are all sorts of stuff going on. I can't compete with all that. All I can really do is one simple thing. I with your minds. Who's seen The Matrix? Anyone seen The Matrix, the movie? Who has not seen The Matrix? Oh, come on. Sir, go see The Matrix. It's only been out for a few decades. You know the movie, though. I'm guessing everyone who hasn't seen it knows the movie, and, well, basically it's a metaphor for reality, right? Now, we know the world's not really like this, but in reality is all of a sudden the machines took over. What we see in our eyes, our mind, our hearing, our touch isn't really what's out there. It's a false reality. It's a virtual reality that our brains are making up. Now, of course, we know this is only a movie, right? That's not really how it works, right? But if it did, if you remember the movie, at some stage, Neo, you remember Neo, right? Our hero Neo, he's searching for somebody. He's searching for this mentor Morpheus. And as he looks for Morpheus, he finally finds him. And they're sitting in this old abandoned apartment. And Morpheus looks out at Neo. And he says, Neo, you have a choice. And he holds out in his hand 2 pills. Morpheus says, you can take the blue pill. If you do, you'll go to sleep tonight. You'll wake up in your bed tomorrow morning and you'll forget any of this ever happened. You'll think it was just a dream. You'll go back to your work, back to your career, back to your life, and you'll go live the life that you thought you were living. You can do that if you wish and forget about all this. And then he said, or you can take the red pill and you can find out how deep the rabbit hole really goes. Now, I'm not offering you any pills. But if I was, I'm just curious which red pill you'd all take. You have a choice. It's up to you. So thank you so much for having me out here. Thank you for your everything. God bless you. Good night. Thank you.